Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to kick off Season 4 of the After Hours Gaming League. What on earth is that, you might say? Well, don't worry, I, Day 9, am about to tell you. The After Hours Gaming League is a for-fun, charity-focused gaming league for companies. That's right, employed nerds all around the world who don't have enough time to go pro but try real hard. In off hours, this is their time to shine. We've successfully completed 3 seasons, and in the 4th one, we yet again have StarCraft 2 returning. The companies that will be battling in this very first match of this very first week will be none other than the 2 finalists of last season, IBM and Epic. Heading right back into things, it's game number 1. Oh, look at my fancy overlays up in the top left-hand corner. The fancy man wearing the fancy blue. On Team IBM, it is Zai saying GL Baby Cakes. Down the bottom right, from the medical technologies company Epic, it is Zeus Almighty. Literally the god Zeus decided to retire from lightning bolt hurling and is now programming medical software. Excellent. The AHGL will be cast at 7 p.m. live every single Sunday until it's over. Or it'll be on my YouTube. Big shout out to Red Bull Gaming for sponsoring this. I believe this is the 3rd year in a row? God, that sounds awfully right. TYVM Red Bull. Now, this map is Frost. The matchup is Zerg vs. Zerg. I decided that this would be an important one for you to see because of the high probability of seeing Swarm hosts. Just kidding. Zerg vs. Zerg on Frost is a very unusual, weird situation to be in because in terms of natural expansions, great. Very simple, easy to control choke, but in terms of the thirds are very widespread open, so it means that Zerglings tend to rule. Lings are king on Frost. At the same time, though, Roaches, they're only king at certain phases of the game. If you can get enough of them, you can begin to have powerful counterattacks, powerful map control, powerful mobility in that sort of sense, but in the early game, you have to stay extremely defensive with those roaches, because guess what? My earlier rhyme is still relevant. Lings are king. Those roaches are going to have to play defensively in order to continue to combat those Zerglings. We're seeing Zai sending his Overlord to the top right-hand corner to the wrong spot. Same for Zeus Almighty, but hard to send it the right way on a map like Frost, where it's very easy to miss your opponent with that first scout. Looks like hatch pool for both players, but I like what we're seeing out of Zai. He's going a little bit more bold. He's delayed his pool quite a bit in order to just get a little bit of extra droning. I'm always a fan of players who like to cut a few corners. Always makes for more fun. I mean, if everyone played safe, if everyone played defensively, then the games would never end. And it would actually be called tower defense. I really think that I should make the first ever competitive tower defense game, where you get to find out if your buildings are better than his buildings. After drinking some delicious water, we're getting the opportunity to see that it's going to be Queen Ling popping right out for Zeus Almighty. A cross-map drone scout for Zai, which implies that he's thinking of doing something. He wants to get some evidence as to what his opponent is up to. He's going to probably be happy at this point to see a hatch first, because it looks like a very power-heavy opening from Zai, who's decided to skip gas. Interesting. So normally, Lings are king, but Zai is, it looks like, attempting to go for kind of queen-heavy defense. Will likely be queuing up those second queens, the third queens, and whatnot, to try to stay tucked back and go probably for a relatively fast layer, focusing on the roach speed, focusing on early roach upgrades. Honestly, cutting gas and going for a super fast +1 is another build I like a lot. It's very easy. You just plan it all in with +1 and call yourself brilliant. Now this is sexy placement from Zai. He just doesn't want any Lings running in because, goodness, Lings are king. If you walk away from this with one rhyme, remember, things that rhyme are more true in people's eyes. Zai doing a very nice job sending these overlords out. Beautiful placement with this overlord here. Second one, not as beautiful, but has potential for a makeover. Can, in fact, move to the front where it will go from ugly duckling to efficient badass. We're seeing the drone count pile up. Both players are staying relatively light in units. Very common at this part of the game. And now we see the surge in geysers from Zai. He's going for 3 simultaneously. It looks very much so like a Roach-centric opening. Very much so like we're going to see +1. Ooh. Oh, Zeus, please get Ling upgrades, please. Please, Zeus, please. Now, even as a commentator, I get to root. Please, you're gonna... Okay. There's Carapace. We're gonna want to see +1 attack. Will Day 9 analyze it now? No! No, I won't. Come on, Ling upgrade! Please! Alright, he doesn't have the money. And there's no credit union in StarCraft. Okay, he's getting Roach upgrades, and I guess that's fine. Well... sigh. Alright. We're going to analyze that in a little bit, but I just can't look at the tragedy of someone going for +1/+1 upgrades. We see a rather expected opening from Zai. He's going straight for the layer. He's going straight for the +1. It's a very efficient build. Actually cut the queen early on. I would have honestly thought that we'd be seeing a 3rd queen out of that fine fellow. Zeus is basically saying, look, man, I don't ever want to fight. I want to stay on good terms with you. But once I have 2/2... then we can fight. It's a build that began as No Rush 20, and someone figured out how to take it to a real match. See, 1/1 upgrades will never have a 1/1 timing attack, and we'll see it right when 1/1's done. There's just not enough gas to get the units for Zeus Almighty, because he had to cut so much emphasis on that early on. And as a result, you gotta spend all that gas to get the 2/2 upgrades, which further cuts you out of those units. Obviously makes it very, very, very hard to have a big army at 1/1. So what we're going to see out of Zeus is it looks like he's going for the 3rd. A little bit exposed, but he's going to be relying on slow roaches, playing ultra defensive, but I'm feeling very good about Zai. Zai has a big edge, faster roach speed. We see it up there in the tab. We see it right here on the Roach Warren. Roach speed is essential. It allows you to attack and run away from your opponent without any concern. You can even make bad engagements happen, move up, realize you don't have enough units, and pull away again. You get to be the decision maker. When you don't have Roach speed, like you are in Zeus Almighty's position, you essentially have to hope that you have enough stuff. And we see in the Roach count, ooh, it's kind of close. Now, I was disappointed that Zeus Almighty was going for this 1/1 upgrade style just because it's so by the book, so defensive, and I like things that get out of line and go a little crazy. Zai, on the other hand, looks like he's just feeling anxious. He's thinking, if I can just get this +1 Roach attack off, get a good solid engagement, then I can definitely best my opponent in a longer macro game. Zeus, where are you going, man? Oh my god, Zeus. Zeus Almighty from Team Epic is about to be in the danger zone. He's in the danger zone. He does have 1/1. It's 26-29, but this is what happens when you don't have speed. No! Without speed, Zeus Almighty's getting punished so hard. Team IBM lost to Team Epic in the finals before. But now, they might not have it so easy. Team Epic, known for being one of the smaller companies in the After Hours Gaming League. For comparison, IBM has 500,000 employees. I kid you not. And now they're using that power of 500,000 in true Zerg style to pick up Zai, who's advancing forward, is in a relatively reasonable position, but 1/1 just finished for Zeus. It's very close on the Roach count. Slightly fewer for Zeus, but he does have better upgrades, and he does have that defender's advantage. Drone count doesn't really favor anyone too much, relatively even, but I think Zai has punished Zeus a little bit too much. Roaches, an effective counter to roaches, ask any pro gamer. Zeus Almighty just not in the best position at this point in time. Even taking an expansion behind, love it. +1 Carapace, +2 ranged attack. Oh god. Oh, Zeus is gonna lose his base. But look on the bright side. Even though the roaches are beating the roaches, neither player has begun building swarm hosts yet. Zeus feeling definitely under pressure, adding on a spine crawler. We see Burrow going down. Oh my god, Zai wants to punish. He wants to do some Burrow techniques. He feels the blood of TLO coursing through his veins. A couple of Zerglings are going to go try to do a counterattack, but it's going to be just a minor pest problem, and Zai can call the exterminators, and then no big deal. Zai's at 0-1. Oh my god, even getting tunneling claws just to show off how fast he is underground. His counterattack is going to be unlikely to do much of anything, but if there is one way where Zeus is hoping to pull it back together, it's with some counterattack where he gets a huge edge, but the Roach engagement is beginning at the south side. Oh god, even though he has inferior upgrades, Zai has way too much stuff. 34 to 15. A lot beats a little every day of the week. Oh, bottlenecked by his own buildings. The upgrade won't even get completed. Zeus Almighty shows no signs of slowing down yet, though. It's 28 to 10. Roaches being produced from either side. Ugh, 2-1. About 30 seconds away for our blue team IBM player. More roaches swarming in at every second. Oh, the drones getting pulled. You know, when drones get pulled in a Zerg vs. Zerg, it's never a good sign. It's never the time for the comeback to occur. 1-1's done, and that +2 is literally about to finish. Come on, Zeus. Now, we gotta start thinking of ways for him to pull ahead. We have to begin to theorize. It looks like that +2 is complete. Maybe he drops some banana peels here. Maybe the red shell is what he's looking for, but no power-ups in sight. A good game. And Team IBM takes the lead in this best-of-5. Now, in the After Hours Gaming League, it is a Pro League format, which means that each team sends the lineup out. The first 4 matchups are revealed, and then those players have a few days to prepare a special build on that special map. And only in the Ace match, in match number 5, can a team elect to send out a player impromptu. So it does mean that Team IBM takes the lead in this series. When we come back for game number 2, we'll see if Team IBM has it in them to bring it to 2-0, or whether Team Epic, with their legendary roster of Masters and Grandmasters, can tie it up. Stay tuned, this is the After Hours Gaming League Kickoff.